Hi guys, very good evening. Welcome to Leverage TV. I'm Priyank Jain, Vice President Leverage Edu, and I'm here today with all of you with a very insightful session with one of our university representatives, Anjana Singh. Anjana is a regional manager with University of East Anglia, and we are trying to address. We are trying to kind of take an AMA, Ask Me Anything session with Anjana here. A lot of questions are from the students who we surveyed over the last 2 weeks, and they want to understand from Anjana on the admissions for with University of East Anglia. A lot of questions we can also take from our live audience that we may get, and I just kind of make the floor open for Anjana to quickly introduce herself, and then possibly we can start with this AMA session. Over to you, Anjana.
Thank you so much, Priyank. It's a pleasure to be here today. And yes, you have introduced me rightly. So my name is Anjana, and I'm Regional Manager for South Asia for the University of East Anglia. I am really looking forward to this session and hope Priyank and I together, we can address some of the questions, because we understand it's a very difficult time for students making very tough decision, kind of life-changing decision, as we say. But we would be happy to address to any questions that you may have to the best of our ability. Anything near about, kind of coming to UEA, or any question how you can progress further, we would be happy to take that question.
Great, Anjana. Very, very warm welcome to you, and very good to have you here. So I'll just quickly start with a very often asked question by a lot of our students. When is the last date of application for September intake for University of East Anglia? And I guess this question becomes more important since we are nearing this fall intake now. So when do you suggest students should keep applying to University of East Anglia, and what will be the timelines from here on? So how soon can they expect an offer with the light of let's say all the visa requirements and all the gas around? So when do you suggest? How do you suggest them to move forward with this?
Sure. Typically at UEA, we don't have a kind of deadline to make an application. As long as student can arrive on campus and at the beginning of the program, or after a certain delay that we allow on a specific program, we would be happy to process those applications. There are certain programs that we are closing on 10th of August. So since I'll take this medium to announce those programs as well. So all our PGT program for CMT, that's computer science, data science, cybersecurity, will be closed from 10th of August. And MSc in broadcast and digital journalism will also be closed for international students on 10th of August. So these are the two programs that I would like to say. Apart from this, any other programs that you are interested in, please go ahead and make an application. At this stage, I would recommend make an application with maximum documents you have. Please don't wait for your IELTS scorecards to come in and then you will make an application. So as long as you have documents ready with you, your statement of purpose, letter of recommendation, your test results, or your bachelor or undergrad mark sheets, please go ahead and make an application. Our standard timeline is 2 weeks. But at this stage, we will try to process your application. So keep your counselor posted, keep us posted, and we would be happy to kind of process those applications so that you can arrive on time. So that's in terms of timeline with us. But traditionally, if you're looking for example, future intake, we advise you to plan your studies at least 9 months in advance so that you get enough time to plan, apply for scholarship, etc. So that's what we recommend.
Great. So that's very heartening to listen, Anjana, that there's still time for students who might have missed out for any reason. I think it was a difficult time with respect to COVID. A lot of universities were all shut down in India. A lot of students had the problem of getting their degrees on time. And I think that is why we keep on getting these questions. That most of them have kind of managed to get their degrees now. So that is why they always inquiring this question about. Next question, I'll move forward to Anjana again. And this is for a lot of, again, queries that a lot of our counselors receive this query. What are the top 3 to 5 courses that students should consider UEA for, and how do you suggest what are the top 5 courses that you would say in terms of faculty, in terms of their program, or in terms of the curriculum that UEA scores above than, let's say, anyone else in the UK? And how do you suggest students to kind of look at these courses when they're applying to University of East Anglia?
Sure. I mean, at UEA, we have a range of interdisciplinary programs that we have, and all the programs are categorized into 4 faculties. So we have got Faculty of Arts and Humanities, we have got Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Faculty of Science, and Faculty of Social Science, which includes, I would say, a range of programs, everything from accounting to anthropology, or everything into medicine, medicine and physiotherapy, occupational therapy. So we have got range of programs there. But coming back to top 5 choices for Indian students, I mean, it's tough because Indian students, we don't only look at the ranking. For example, Indian students do look at location as well. I would say student service as well, career development as well. So keeping all of that in mind, there are extreme demand for data science and cybersecurity at this stage. I mean, we have seen a sudden move for computer science students towards data science and towards cybersecurity. So that's number 1 choice. Management always remains top choices for Indian students, and especially there, we have seen a sudden increase in business analytics. So I mean, I always see analytics playing a very good role when we look for job opportunities later on. So certainly, management and business analytics is another program that we can recommend. Thirdly, obviously, we have got a range of health sciences, though the deadline is very tough, but we are extremely well known for our health programs as well. And, for example, even if it's physiotherapy or occupational therapy, but students need to plan almost, I would say, 6 or 7 months in advance because that's what the deadline is. I mean, that goes unsaid. I mean, we are the first one to start with creative writing programs. So we still have that leadership in the field. So if you are looking for creative writing, I'm sure, you will apply to UEA because we are extremely good at it. Apart from that, all our generic programs in terms of accounting, finance, we mix club 2 degrees together. We are very good at actuarial science as well at undergrad. So there are other programs as well, but coming to your question, Priyank, so I think these are the top 5 choices I would say that most of the Indian students do apply, keeping, I think, job prospects and UEA as a specialization as well. We are very specialized for these programs.
Great, good to know. I'll just plug in my question, one of the questions. So are you still open for cybersecurity programs? Because you've closed. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, because... so as of now, we are open. We will close on 10th of August. So any applications received before that, we will accept those applications.
Got it. So we have only until tomorrow. I'm asking this because a lot of our students were looking for cybersecurity programs that were still open, and we were struggling to kind of find good universities for those students. That's why when you mentioned cybersecurity, I thought I'll just quickly plug in my question between all these students' questions. But great to know, Anjana. Moving on to the next question, are there any scholarships that are still available with UEA? I know it's late, but this is again the most often asked question from the students. So what kind of scholarships can they expect right now and otherwise as well? Let's say if we talk about later intakes, so what kind of scholarship does UEA offer to the international students?
Sure. I mean, UEA, we have got really good scholarship for Indian students. We call as UEA India Award. And that's a kind of guaranteed scholarship for Indian students. So anyone who receives an offer for September 21 will get a scholarship of £4,000, along with the offer. So basically, that's a guaranteed scholarship. Again, that £4,000 can be increased to another 1,000, and that can be like £5,000 scholarship if students have achieved around 65% in the undergrad. So that is something I feel that it's a very good value addition because our course fees is near about 18,000 or 19,000 pounds, and then again 4,000 direct scholarship really helps Indian students in terms of managing their kind of finances, etc. So yeah, just to summarize, 4,000 if you meet UEA entry requirements and 5,000 if final undergrad grade is 65% or above, or if a student is LLB, then 60% and above is 5,000. So this is what scholarship we have for this year, and that is still available if you get an offer for September 21.
Wow, that's like really great news for all the students. I think such late they still get an opportunity to kind of get a scholarship of up to £5,000 is, I think, what we're getting from it. Great, Anjana. Another question on the application only that we get from the students is, though a lot of universities have opened up in India, and a lot of students are getting their mark sheets and transcripts, but what if some students still don't have the mark sheets and transcript, or some students have it in digital format? How do you suggest them to kind of apply to the university programs, and how should they will they be receiving an offer, will they be receiving a conditional offer? So how will the application process move from there in?
So at this stage, if they don't have an official mark sheet, I would still recommend to go ahead and make an application, but offer would be conditional. And it will only be unconditional when we'll receive, final degree certificate or provisional degree certificate also we accept, or mark sheet from their university. We understand that these are very difficult times, and we are taking these on a case-to-case basis, and that's how we feed back to our central admissions team to ensure that because there are few universities, they have awarded their degrees, students have everything, and there are few who are probably in a phase of taking exams, so it's very unlikely that they will have their degree certificate and everything by September. But in all scenario, just keep us posted, keep your counselors and university rep posted, and we will make sure that we will advise you the best scenario at considering you as an individual. So that's what I can recommend, but don't delay your application process any further.
Got it. Got it. Moving on from the application, I think we've talked about a lot and taken a lot of questions. Moving on, so could you also tell us, and we've just received a question from our live audience as well, and that was again a question that we get, and then we have a lot of surveys. So out of I think the most popular course while Indian students want to apply to is a program in management, MSc in management. So could you talk a little about the career opportunities after this program, and specifically at UEA? What kind of assistance can a student expect in terms of placements, in terms of post-study opportunities from the university or the groups that there are?
Sure, certainly happy to do that. So yes, management, as we all know, that it's one of the top choices. So it sits in our Norwich Business School. So basically, after doing any program in management or business or business management, for example, you have an opportunity that you can work in a number of different sectors, maybe as management consultant, a junior manager, a finance manager, or you can alternatively choose your studies, with a PhD as well. So we have a range of companies that we work with, and they are mostly multinational companies. So, this program will help you to kind of have an opportunity that you can pursue your career further into multinational companies as well. Also, if a student aspire to start their own business, maybe, or kind of expand their family business, this kind of program also helps them to explore those. They can also kind of work into something as in research, something into business analytics as well. So these are the common field that they typically take. Having said that, at the University of East Anglia, we have a career central. We expect students to work and be in a very close contact in terms of their career aspirations, what they want, and where they would like to work with our career consultant at Career Central team. And they would be the best person to actually help and advise regarding the part-time jobs, regarding full-time jobs as well. So that's a good prospect. I would say that's a good area that students should be working very closely with at UEA Career Central. So in terms of UEA, I know we understand that as a student, you may have a lot of questions around, how to choose a university. So I'm happy to speak a little facts and figures about UEA. So we were established in 1963. We have got close to 3,000 international students, and around range of I would say postgrad and undergrad programs is what we have at the University of East Anglia. We do offer a lot of postgrad research as well, PhD programs. All the course information is available on the website. When we talk about teaching excellence framework, we have got our teaching excellence framework is gold. So 1 second, yeah, our teaching excellence framework is gold, which is the highest category. According to our complete university guide 2021, we are ranked 25th in the UK. According to Times, we are 21. So whatever ranking you see in the UK, we are top 25 in the UK. We are located in Norwich, which is around 2 hours from London. So we are very close to London, and I personally see this as a very good point when you select UEA, because you stay very close to London and you don't pay London living expense. You still pay outside London living expense. So this is about useful facts and figures.
I was just going to ask you a question around the students at HAT. What can they expect in terms of the culture at the university, and what, especially for the Indian students, how's it been? And what kind of expectation that they can have when once they kind of join the campus and join their program for a year?
Right. I mean, UEA, honestly, it's like, I would say it's like a mini city. It's big enough to find your niche and small enough to call home. So this is what we say always. But if you see university, it's like a community. So, you get everything. First of all, you get everything that you need on campus. You don't have to travel, kind of 10 minutes, 20 minutes walk every day for your basic needs. So this is what I personally like about a UEA campus. Apart from, in what we call as campus life. So number one, whenever we think of going abroad for our higher education, it is not only about education. It is about the entire development that you are looking at, the entire experience that you are looking at. So at UEA, we have got a lot of opportunities to enjoy life on campus with a range of clubs and societies. We have got a lot of places where, you can just socialize with your friends. And I think COVID has taught us the importance of, I would say 50 plus acres of campus, green campus, because it is very important at this stage as well that, you do look at your, social distance, whatever we talk about. So UEA allow you to do that. We have a very engaging, societies and clubs. We have very good student accommodation. So, you end up staying with, students with not only from your program and not only from India, but anywhere, from 130 different nationalities. So all of that add to your student experience. And as well, another factor is you should look for a campus that's very comforting. That's, so at UEA, we do give a lot of emphasis on mental and physical well-being. That's something that we always talk about. And it is, I would say it is on our priority area to ensure that students, those who arrive, they are happy, they are taken care. And I think for an international student, especially for Indian student, it is very important because we are very pampered and nurtured, when we are at home. So we definitely take care of those, and we definitely want you to reach out to us, reach out to people on campus if you need something. So don't assume, but definitely come back and reach out to us if you need anything, because as a university, we have got experience, we have got everything on campus. We would definitely be very happy to help you.
Great. So thanks a lot for answering that question. I think that would help a lot of our students to take the decision on their choice of university. Anjana, we have a couple of questions around the English proficiency requirement at UEA. Some of them are live questions and some of them from the previously asked questions as well. So could you talk a little about what is the requirement for English proficiency? What kind of score do they need in IELTS? Can they apply without IELTS? And how do they go about it if they do not meet those conditions? So it will be very helpful.
Sure. I mean, yes, we do accept a range of tests. So we accept IELTS. Our minimum score is 6.0 overall with minimum 5.5 in 2 components and 6.0 in others. We understand it's a difficult situation where students don't want to go out and give IELTS. So we do accept a lot of home-based tests as well. So we accept IELTS indicator, password, Duolingo. I think Duolingo is extremely popular among students at this stage. So we do accept Duolingo as well. And the score that we need for Duolingo is around 100 with 90 in two components, and again 100 in the other two components. Typically, validity of these tests are for 2 years. Just keep that in mind. All the home-based tests are acceptable for September 21 is what we know at this stage. And, because we would like you to write, IELTS or TOEFL, but, we understand the situation, and that's the reason these are the changes. For Indian students, we do accept, I would say, board exam results as well, English results. There are certain exceptions, but typically CBSE, ICSE, all those exam is what we accept with 70% and above. Again, there is a minimum validity of 10 years. So for example, if you're applying for 2021, make sure your test results are, your 12th board exam is not more than 10 years. And if that is the case, and 70% and above is what we consider. We also accept certain state boards. They are very handful. We accept, I think, 7 that includes West Bengal, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Kerala, Goa, Delhi, and Andhra Pradesh. So again, all these informations are available on our website. Honestly, you don't need IELTS while you are making an application. You can still go ahead, make an application, at the same time, book your test date, and whenever you have your results ready, you can send it across to us. So that's very easy and convenient. As I have said earlier in this conversation, don't hold your application for your IELTS or Duolingo scorecard.
Great, great. So that's I think would put a lot of sigh of relief, because it's a little difficult to get even the IELTS state at this point, and I guess this piece of information would be really helpful. The next question is around. So a lot of students have the apprehension on how the classes will be conducted once they join the campus. Will the classes be on campus, or will they be online? So what should they expect in terms of the classes and the program schedule once they join campus for September 21 specifically?
Sure. I mean, for students, those who are arriving in September, I mean, it is our intention to provide as much as face-to-face teaching as possible. Because, I would strongly, because, our campuses, our courses, it's for physical learning, and but we will still be using certain, I would say, virtual activity to support this. But as you would know, these situations are very fluid. So we will be working in line to UK government guidelines, but I can assure that there will be exact balance of physical and virtual learning study, and also it will depend on subject to subject, because the whole intent of whenever we think of how the teaching will look like is that students should be safe, it should be academically effective, it should be flexible and engaging. But as I've said, that our intention is to provide as much as face-to-face teaching as possible is what we are looking for September 21.
Great. So Anjana, the second, the next thing that I want to kind of take on is talk a little about, so there is a very recent development where a 14 days quarantine has been kind of revoked for Indian students, and that's a very good news, which gives a little more time for students to plan their studies. So, how do you? So, what do you suggest now? How should the students plan their departure from India? So, a lot of our students do have made a certain deposit and are in the process of getting their visas in cash. So, how should you would you still suggest them to book their departure a little ahead of their course commencement date, or so how do you suggest them to kind of move forward?
I mean, totally. I mean, wherever possible, we are encouraging students, to arrive early and complete their self-isolation ahead of their studies. This is because now India is in UK government's amber list from 8 August onwards. So, I mean, as a university, and how we can support our students is we are offering students, a kind of self-isolation period, a rent of free period from 7 September onwards. So they can arrive anytime from 7 September and complete their quarantine before actually they start, I would say, complete their self-isolation before they start their program. And this is what I would say I would recommend. I think we at UEA would recommend.
Great. Anjana, that is it from the questions that we had from our previously asked questions. There are a few live questions as well. So I think we can spend another 10 minutes taking these questions before we wrap this up. One question that we've got from a student is she wants to understand what's the difference between studying in UEA and Russell Group University. I think it's Russell's University. So I don't think there's any Russell's University, so that might be Russell Group University. So if you can talk about that.
Sure. I mean, it's a tough question, to be honest. I have worked with Russell Group University as well in my previous role. And what I have understood is, so as an individual, as a student, you need to look at your priority. I mean, something, because you're going there for a student experience, campus experience, a good ranked university, and obviously, and this ranking also differs from program to program. So I think rather than, be trapped in Russell, non-Russell, I would say, look at your program, see the best 5 universities in the UK, because, that is what it is important, because a university may be very good with medicine, may not be very good with business. And so you would not want to go to a university for your business program just because it's a Russell Group University, So I would say do that research, and that research can be tiresome, to be very honest, but go ahead and do that research overall, but always look for campus experience. Again, that's very important. So always look at campus experience, a university that can allow you that kind of sports facility, that can allow you, when we say clubs and societies, that allow you that kind of exposure to be in, for example, entrepreneurship, clubs, and, or for example, in any kind of, clubs and societies that you are interested in. At least you get to explore those. So I think these are the things I personally would think is important. Russell Group, again, I'm not the very right person, to be honest, to answer this question, but this is what I think as a student should look at the pointers, and do put that pointers on. And if as a student for you, it is important to study in a Russell Group, then go for Russell Group. But put that you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that these are the 5 things I will not compromise. And accordingly, you can, follow through your research.
Absolutely. I think you've made a very good point. I'll just like to kind of add further of what we keep on counseling students rather than kind of categorizing university basis Russell Group and non-Russell Group. While I do understand that the ranking is still important, but I think you've made a very good point on looking from a course perspective. One course might be very good in a non-Russell Group university, and that still might not be in a Russell Group as part of a Russell Group. So rather than just looking at the university from a perspective of a category, you need to kind of, students need to kind of do a little more research about their course curriculum, about the faculty, about the facilities, the kind of facilities that are available for that particular course, and then make this choice. So that is, I guess, what we also suggest as students all the time.
Yeah, and for that matter, course content. I mean, it is so important that because for that 1 year, you are going to be completely devoted to that master's. In the UK, we make you passionate about that subject. So, it is so important that you feel connected to the subject that you have chosen. And the best way to analyze those, probably at the application stage, is looking at course content, see whether you connect to those, contents or not. And I think that should be in the decision making as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for taking this up, Anjana. The next question is, will there be a Jan 22 intake for data science MSc like we had this year?
We will not have January 22 intake for data science and computer science. We do understand the demand, but we are not going to offer January intake for these programs for 2022.
Okay. I hope that answers your question. So another question that we have from one of the students: when do applications start for September 2022 intake?
September 22, again, application will be open somewhere in October, because right now we are prioritizing September, CASs, offers, everything. As soon as that is over, we will definitely open the portal for October. Anytime post that, you can go ahead and make an application. But if you're looking for September 21, and this is, you have come at a very early time, so please go ahead, don't delay. Go ahead and make an application as soon as the portal is open.
Yeah. So, Anjana, I think this is one more question that we have is a little vague. I see if you want to take this up. What is the placement rate for Masters in Management at University of East Anglia?
Yeah, I mean, I would say good question, but I don't have an answer to this right now. We are working so that we can provide you with this kind of stats. So I don't want to say any random stats that I have read maybe long back. But hopefully, whenever we are having our next chat, I will have these data with us. Right now, UK government have announced 2 years of graduate immigration route, and it's a very good opportunity for all of you, those who are planning to come to UK, because this allow you to stay in the UK for another 2 years and look for a job, work, and explore the country. So I think Indian students, we know how smart, intelligent we all are. So definitely, it's a very good opportunity for you guys to pursue, your master and then stay back in the UK and explore and work in the UK for another 2 years. So hopefully, situation, and I'm very confident the situation will be much positive. When you guys would graduate and would be looking for a job for next year.
Yeah, I'll just kind of add on to this question. I think a lot more holistic view, a lot more holistic way to kind of look at, rather than just a placement rate. I think students need to also look at the kind of career assistance and that the university provides. And I think you've talked about that. So that would be a good way to kind of look at it, apart from the fact that it's not very far from the London, which is the center of UK. So the opportunities that there will be for placements and career will be immense. So while you get back at that stat, I think it's very important to look at it from a very holistic perspective about the career assistance that a university provides, rather than just a stat for it.
Totally, because I think a lot of students, those who have graduated, they do come back to us and they say that, during their conversation with Career Central, they get certain advice and they still follow those advices. And it really proved to be very, I would say good advice or a good guide, for them. So, it's not just graduating and getting a job. The entire journey can be very enriching. So try to kind of relate, to those journey, to your career consultants. And I think that's what makes your overseas degree a very special one.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Anjana, for taking all the questions. I think these are all the questions that we had from our live audience and the questions that we kind of asked in the survey. It was a very insightful AMA session, and especially when we are just nearing the end of fall intake. It's very helpful to know that there's still time for students who wish to apply for September 21 intake. There are scholarships on offer, a lot of good opportunities at UEA for the career assistance. So it is very helpful for the students and us alike to know that. Thank you for joining us on the session. We'll leave if you want to make any parting thoughts before we wrap this session up. If you just want to kind of add any comment and parting thoughts.
Sure. I mean, I totally agree with you, Priyank, because if any one of you want to apply for September 21, please go ahead and make an application. Portal is open, scholarship is available. So do look at, I mean, there are exceptions. Certain programs will be closed from 20th August onwards. But apart from that, if any other program you're interested in, go ahead and make an application. You still have time, very tight timeline. So there is no day where we can waste. So don't delay, get in touch with your counselor and, they will help and advise you how to go ahead and make an application.
Thank you, Anjana. Thank you again for joining us. Hope to have a very, very good session again in future. Hopefully, we'll have you back for another session. Until then, that's it from our end. Goodbye and thanks for joining again.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.